It's William.
And Robin.
And we're in this beautiful Airbnb in Idaho.
Talking about?
And we're going to talk about Airbnbs. It's raining outside, folks, so that's why we got to do this video in here. And right down the road, it's snowing. Right, Robin?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I hope we see snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
And not on the mountain peaks.
We're going to go to the park tomorrow, and hopefully we get to see some snow in the morning on our way up there. But we're going to talk about, I don't know, do's and don'ts and ask questions and prepare yourself so your vacations don't get ruined because of an Airbnb, right?
Yes.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
We stayed in, tomorrow's will be nine
Airbnbs in this trip.
Airbnbs, and then we stayed in at least 20 of them or so since me and you've been together.
At least.
We have a couple of them, we've rented a couple for the wedding coming up. Your family's rented a couple. We literally went there a year earlier and stayed in the place just so we knew that we wouldn't have a real crappy experience for our marriage, right? Yes. And your family would enjoy it and everything, so we know what we're getting into. But back then, we never had any problems with Airbnb.
Never.
So we didn't think there'd be any issue, but after this go around...
It's a whole new world for us.
Yes, and we thought we'd bring this to your attention, that you need to ask questions.
For sure.
Even if you read the reviews, some of them, some of them we're staying in were newer ones, so they didn't have a lot of reviews in the first place. But when you start looking at the pictures, and if the pictures are not showing the surrounding area,
yeah, that's a big red flag.
And if they're not, if you're reading the descriptions and they don't mention all the stuff like they do in some of the other ones, you need to ask those questions, because we have ran into bad smells, bad water. We ran into disgusting places. Totally, we run into dirty, just every issue you can imagine. We ran into, right?
This go around, yes.
Yes, this go around. I mean,
we had one so far that was just as it said. It was clean. It was beautiful.
That's the one in Alaska, right on the coast, where I did the drone footage. If you watch some of our other videos, I could have stayed there the rest of the year.
Me too.
Yeah, that was everything it was supposed to be. I mean, it was nice. It was very nice. But we ran into bathrooms being disgusting and smells. We stayed in one that. I get there and I have to go to the bathroom, so Robin's bringing stuff in, I'm bringing stuff in, I run in to go to the bathroom, and I go to open the door, and you can just hear this like a squeegee noise, and I'm going, what? So I go in there and I go to the bathroom, the window's open, I close the window and stuff, I come back out, I close the door, don't think nothing of it. So we spend the next couple hours getting the whole place set up, getting it ready and everything, and we eat dinner, watch some movies, and enjoy the evening, get ready to go back to the bathroom to brush my teeth so that we can go to bed. A smell comes out of that bathroom, folks.
Oh, it's horrid.
We have drove the Alaska Highway.
Porta potties.
Yeah.
Smelled like roses compared to
all the porta potties on the Alaska Highway that we used didn't smell nothing like this.
No.
So in my mind, I'm going, well, now I know why there's this rubber thing on the bottom of the door so the smell can't get out. Now I know why the window is open and I closed it, so that didn't help. But they didn't put that in the description. They should have said, hey, you're going to stay here, but we do have an issue with the bathroom that smells. You got to leave the door closed. Stuff like that. And we discounted the price or something, or we would have never stayed there. Right?
No.
Because I mean, Robin usually can't smell nothing after the 2020 ordeal.
Correct.
She lost
So for me to smell it,
it had to be super bad. Because when I'm walking in there thinking, uh-oh, I don't want her to go in here. So the next 3 nights, I've got tissues stuffed up my nose just to go to the bathroom to brush my teeth.
Horrible.
And she's laughing her butt off. But that was one of them.
You had to laugh, because what else are you going to do?
But folks, you need to...
It's awful.
Let's say you're going to plan your trip. You don't want your trip ruined because of these issues, of the bad water. Now, we had pretty much every issue out there. So you want to find 4 or 5 places that in the area that you're at, and you want to ask these questions. You want to ask them, are these pictures current, right?
For sure.
If there's no pictures about the surrounding areas, ask them about the surrounding area or pictures that they have, because they'll tell you how great it is, and then all of a sudden you get there, you got 20 of these stacked on top of each other, and you know how it is, people. I mean, if you're in the RV world and you're watching this, you know what it is, because you put your RV in these places and you know exactly what you're getting sometimes. So you don't want to pay that kind of money to deal with that. Plus, the prices are really cheap right now, and availability was crazy. So the market is changing. Just like everybody out there says the Airbnb world is not what it was anymore. It's not.
I agree.
That's why That's why I think they're dirty.
I think so.
I think that they're not taking care of them. They're not cleaning them. I think that's all affecting it, because we haven't really, out of 9, we've had one that was To our
one that was,
expectations?
yeah.
Okay. So I think that next year, if you want to do the Airbnb thing, I think there's some really good deals out there. This one was $70 a night cheaper. Now it's raining out, and Robin said it's probably because of the weather. Well, in another day and a half, it's going to be in the 70s and sunshine and beautiful. So if you rented this for a week, you could go to Yellowstone and enjoy your trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it was that. I think it was because and I looked at it. It only had like 3 nights this whole month that were booked, and the rest of them were open. And next month is all open. So I don't think it's that, folks.
I don't know.
But tell them one of our stories about our worst one on this trip.
The one I picked. The one you picked. Yeah. The one you were adamant. The one that I said it was too far away. No, it's not, Robin. Look, it's not far away. Look on the map. It's not far away. I'm like, all right, sure, we'll go if you want to drive, because you're the driver. So we go.
Well, we pull up there. And as soon as I'm pulling up to the door of it, I'm like, God, the pictures look brand new, because I'm sure they took the picture 7 years ago, folks.
At least.
So the front of this thing is just dirty, nasty. Hasn't been clean.
And the key was inside the grill.
And the grill looked like it was going to fall over anyways, but they told us the key would be in the grill, and I'm thinking, all right, well, you think if you're going to stick the key in the grill for us to get it, you'd at least clean the grill?
I would have.
It looks like it had the same food on there for the last 30 people that have been there. Yeah. So I'm thinking, and then in the description, Robin's reading the description when we get here, because we always try to follow people's rules, and she says right in the description, don't wear your shoes in the cabin. I'm thinking, okay,
we respect that.
Must be a really nice cabin then, right? Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. And then it says if you break it, you bought it. I never saw that. That was weird. Before.
Yeah, never saw that one.
And anyways, we open the door, and the floor is peeling up. The floor is nasty, folks. Nasty.
Dirty.
This place is dirty. This is just nasty. I wanted to just turn around and walk out right there. That's how bad it was. And and it just kept going on and on. So we get there. She's getting her laptop out. She wants to go get one of our videos out there. I'm trying to get the TV working. TV don't work. Says that it's not hooked to the dish. I go outside. I see the cable ran across to another cabin. So I'm not sure if the cabin next door was stealing our dish. I'm not quite sure. So I come back in. I'm like, you know what? We don't even need that. Let's just get the Wi-Fi going. So I'm reading the book, and you can see the book where it's got like 10 different Wi-Fi names, 10 different passwords crossed out. We get to the last one. I'm going, well, is that capitals, not capitals? We can't get it to work. Finally, we just kind of give up, and she messages the lady. Mm-hmm. And the lady says, well, this
is it.
This is it. So we wait.
Yeah, it's not working.
Then she messages you back, well, sometimes you got to go in the bathroom to connect. What? So I'm in the bathroom, and I'm told it's not working. So finally I got my phone sticking out the bathroom window, and all of a sudden the thing comes across, and I get connected. So here's how our internet is, folks, for this cabin.
We're in the bathroom.
My phone. And you have no phone service, no nothing, so we can't do anything. I mean, Robin's got, her phone was AT&T, so she was getting just... every 10th try you'd get a text message or a message out or whatever you guys are doing. Yeah. And mine, that phone was T-Mobile and Verizon, so I wasn't getting nothing to work. But anyways, don't think that much about it. We're like, oh, we'll just deal with it, And then I look in the bathroom, I'm going, well, we only got 3 towels. She goes, well, check the rest of the drawers. And I'm like, check all the drawers. No, we got 3 towels for this next 3 days. Well, we've done that before.
And they were pretty thin.
They were pretty thin, beat up towels, and I'm thinking, oh, whatever, Then Robin's like, well, I'm going to cook us some dinner.
Then I looked in the tub, and the bathtub was, ugh.
Well, and the other thing, she's like, it's cold, can you turn the heat on? I get ready to turn the heat on, and I go...
You look at the vents.
I said, the furnace looks like it's caught on fire before. I don't know if we want to use this heater. And it's bad, And then I'm like, well, I can turn it on as long as it's got fire, And I look up and I go, well, those things are hanging from the ceiling with no batteries in them. So the smoke alarms are not working. Mm-hmm. The furnace looked like it caught on fire before. I'm thinking, well, I guess we're just going to cuddle, baby.
Yeah. And then I went over to the water.
Well, because I'm always just happy to keep my sense of humor going. And then Robin says, I'm going to cook us some dinner because we're hungry. Yeah. She walks over to the thing to put a pan and get some water.
There's a sign that says,
use the bottled water on the side. Do not drink the water.
Do not cook with the water.
Don't do anything. And we're like, so folks, when you're looking at that review and it doesn't say anything in the description, ask them about the water. Now, I know some people out there probably don't have problems with water, but in the RV world, when you buy a fifth wheel and start traveling across the country and you come across so many different waters and so many different things happen to you, and like Robin, she drank some bad water and got sick, and it ruined our whole trip.
Sick. It was horrible.
So we avoid those type of situations, and that's why all these guys are trying to sell you purifiers and everything for your RV so that you don't have that. Because in the RV world, one place the water will be slimy, the next one will smell like sulfur. You deal with a lot of crap, don't you? So we avoid that. So if we'd have known, we'd have never.
There's no way.
Never. No. Because even if you think, oh, I don't have a problem with water, well, you just go out and hike for 10 miles and then come back and take a shower and just forget to close your mouth or have a cut on your body and your whole trip's ruined, folks. Water is a serious thing. We've traveled the whole world. We go to Mexico, we go all over, we go everywhere.
Yeah.
And we've been to hotels that have situations where the water, they make sure that the water is still good for you.
Yeah.
Even the people there don't have good water, but when you're paying the money, you have good water.
Yeah.
So we're done. I know we're done. I look at her and I see a look on her face. I'm already looking for a hotel because I know she's mad. She goes, well, what do we do? We've never had this situation before. I said, well, maybe contact Airbnb first. I don't know, because these people are just going to tell us whatever we want to hear because that's what they've already done so far.
Yeah.
It says right in there, no refunds, all that. We've never ran across this problem. So she gets on the phone. The lady's like, well, don't contact them. We'll take care of it. Send us pictures. So we send them like 40 pictures of everything. In the meantime, we're trying to find a hotel because according to everything we were searching, as I was hanging out my hand out the bathroom window, there's one hotel down the street that has one room left. We ended up getting it. That's good because the next one was 2 hours and 15 minutes away. But after all this is done and we get to the hotel room, there's like 4 people standing in front of us all trying to get a room.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, well, I know we had one room with a king bed. And I'm back there going, I think that's ours. He goes, did you book that online? I'm like, yep. Well, folks, they got the last room. That's how lucky we were. I'd been driving another 2 hours after driving all day in the first place.
And you would have heard me.
Yeah, it would have been a rough night. So I'm telling you, research.
But it took about 5 days to get that refund.
Yeah, and it was a nightmare. Then we ended up contacting the people. So I'm going to tell you in this video, the next time you have this situation, you contact both of them. You send out to those people right away that you're not happy with this, you're not going to stay there, and you follow through on that. Then you get a hold of the Airbnb, you tell them the same thing, you snap your pictures, you give them both. Because after 4 days, the Airbnb people are like, well, did you contact them? You told us not to. Mm-hmm. Then that lady's emailing us going, well, how come you didn't tell me about it? Well, they told us not to. So there's always somebody passing the buck, folks. So you want to do that, right?
For sure.
So, but we ran into everything. We had this one Airbnb that looked so nice, but this is one of them ones that they didn't show us anything of the surrounding area.
Correct.
And then after we got there and seen that it was in a really bad neighborhood, she got through about 30 reviews, and the 30th one said about the people next door partying and kept them up the whole time they were there, and we missed that one. So you got to read them all, even though you think you don't have to, but you need to read them all. You need to ask these questions. And that was one of those ones that didn't really have any pictures of the surrounding areas.
No.
So, we set ourselves up for this, right?
We did.
but we've done it for so many years that we never thought we'd have these problems. So everything has changed out there, and you need to pay attention.
Yeah, you need to be aware, for sure.
Because, it was crazy, right, Ron?
Yeah.
Between the smells and everything, even this place here today, folks, when I first turned the water on, I guarantee this thing hasn't been rented in a while because the sulfur that came out of the well, it smelled bad for the first, basically your shower.
Yes.
By the time I got mine, it was good.
I know.
But that just tells me this well's been setting for a while. But right now, we're not living in the smell. The door's open and everything, and we're fine. But the other place that we were at, there's no way you could have done that. It was just so disgusting. It was just, this place was beautiful. It had everything.
It was, yeah.
It's the one that I complain about, no shades, and it was a glass house-like thing. But it was nice. But to have that smell just kind of blew you away, right?
Yeah. It's a damper.
So next year, if you get ready to plan your trip, get 4 or 5 in the area that you want to go to, message those people, ask them all these questions, and tell them that you had a bad experience before and you don't want this to happen again, and ask these questions. And if they don't answer you right away or they beat around the bush, then you already
move on.
Yeah, move on to the next one, because there's a lot going out there. And I think the economy, and I think a lot of these people that jumped on this bandwagon of the Airbnb thing, they mortgaged their house to start this. The things are not getting rented, because I tell you they're not. We went through beautiful areas that were super busy, and we had no problem finding Airbnbs.
Correct.
And the prices were half of what I thought we would pay. So it tells me there's less people renting them. And if there's less people renting them, the people are making less money and they're cutting corners. And when they're cutting corners, things don't get clean, things don't get taken care of. Like that one we were at, maybe they had to redo the septic or something like that, and they didn't have the money to do it now, or they overspent. But these are the things. So, red flags. Watch for those red flags. Yeah, ask those questions. I'm sure most of you already know that, but we thought we knew that. And sometimes you just, I don't know, get lazy maybe, or assumed. we've never had no problem before. That's why we stay in Airbnb. That's why I stay in them, because I'm sick of the hotels. We've had lots of bad hotels.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, we stayed in a hotel here. This was the worst one ever. It cost us as much as one of the Airbnbs, and it had no air conditioning. Was something that looked like it was built back in the 50s, and they didn't remodel it since the 50s, and it was nasty. It was very nasty. I mean, it was so hot in there we had to leave the window open, but the window had no screens. Yeah. So I'm out there, I'm beating bugs off as they're trying to fly and trying to,
Correct.
It was bad.
And then we paid double for another one that didn't have a microwave or a refrigerator. That was just...
Yeah, it was bad.
And the internet stunk too.
But like I tell Robin, this is because we didn't bring the fifth wheel. It's all your fault. This is the Riverstone getting back at Robin.
Yeah.
But we
wouldn't have this video.
We wouldn't have this video. We wanted to do the video. I wanted to do it outside. The last place we were going to stay at, I wanted to do it outside. The weather never cooperated. And then here, I thought, well, it's got a nice porch. This one will work perfect for that. Didn't cooperate. So you're doing it in our, Airbnb with limited lighting and yeah. But this is a tiny house. So
it is.
This is our first tiny house. I had one of those. It worked. They got booked before I got it, but we were going to stay in the Lord of the Rings. Hobbit house. Oh, I want to stay in a Hobbit house because that was so cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the next one on our list, folks. So we're going to try to stay in one of those Hobbit houses. It looks so cool. This one I found was awesome. And I told Robin, she's like, well, I don't know if we're going to make it in time. So I waited one extra day and somebody took our slot. So that was the only thing that I lost out on was the Hobbit house. So that's still on the list. Because I'm like a little kid, right?
Yeah, you are. But whatever.
Well, remember, if you like this video, what do they do, Robin?
Thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up. If you like what we're doing on the channel, what do they do, Robin?
Subscribe.
And thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.